all oiled up, shirtless, and says, "Let's get
Oh,
our reading
God.
on." And we start reading.
Well, hold on. Before that, we have to come to an agreement on price for all this.
Okay.
Says the wizard as Azrael starts to take his shirt off.
I'm like, wait. A price for what exactly?
If I'm going to be doing this research and casting these spells and taking time, I must be compensated for my time.
Name your price.
How about this, friend? One of the things what we're trying to do is obtain this sword to save lives, yes, and of course that doesn't necessarily mean you need to do this pro bono because we all have to make a living. If we do obtain this sword, I will give you Bright Blade's Dying Wish, which is my legendary sword of extreme value, and you will have helped us obtain this sword, and of course you'll be paid through this sword, which is beyond any other payment you would ever receive.
No.
I also add in, after he says no to that, like, it takes many of people to kill a dragon. Your name would be included within our party's legends and tales against this dragon, if it is to be defeated. If not, you will never hear of us again.
Yeah, that's a little bit what I'm worried about, actually. Look, I know you guys mean well, but I can't guarantee that we can even find the sword.
Well, then why
And
should we
if
pay you
do
for
find the sword, hold on. And even if we do find the sword, there's no guarantee that you would slay the dragon. In fact,
No, you're not.
I'm kind of confident that you would die. No offense, you guys look like mighty warriors, but
We did
dragons,
slay
really?
another dragon.
Listen, these are
We
beyond the
did
point.
slay a dragon.
Abigail, thank you. It's not a matter of killing the dragon or not. It's that if we get the sword, mission accomplished on your end. He's offering to attach your name to killing the dragon as well, which is bonus. This sword is worth more than anyone will ever pay you anything in this raggedy old town.
Well, here's the thing: is that whether or not I can find the sword, I will still be spending a lot of time, and you expect to be compensated for your time, regardless. It's not like I've promised to make you something.
Right,
I'm promised
you're
to
risking
help you
minor, very small payment for time versus gigantic payment for mission accomplished. So we're not in the business of throwing money into the wind at terrible wizards in small towns that don't matter on this map. So if you want to help us obtain a legendary item to accomplish a feat that has never been done in this land in 10,000 years, fine. But if you're like, well, I need 150 gold for my time because otherwise I've got candles to enchant with magical auras of rosebud petals, then fine. We'll find another wizard that can help us. You are not the only wizard that can do this. You know that.
Yes, and if that's the case, you should go find someone else because I am not going to stake my living on gambles.
Absolutely fine. By the way, I am selling a rod of pussy if you'd like to purchase it. It is free because it seems like you could use this.
Believe me, I get plenty on my own. You might want to try it.
Oh shit! And then I even looked to Lisa.
Right.
I looked to Lisa and I'm like,
I say, friends, I believe we're done here.
Good day, sir. I stomp out.
I look at the red wizard and I'm like, he doesn't get much.
And then we all looked at Abigail and kind of like we're gonna make fun of her, but we're like, oh, let's not kick the dead dog while it's down. Let's just walk on.
As the party leaves, I'm the last to leave, and I turn to the wizard and I say, out of curiosity, how much?
For the work,
Yeah.
200 gold a day.
Good day, sir. Walk up. I guess I walk outside. I'm like, well, should we just head to Atrilla?
Yeah, sure. We'll get closer to the source, I guess.
We'll find a wizard there and we'll ask about it.
Okay. Marching music. Time passes. That's what you guys march to?
No.
Is this one from Pokemon? Where
Just
you
her.
walk?
Just her. She strokes her ferret as she walks up and down the street to this sound.
19 more days pass, for those of you keeping track of time, and you reach Atrilla. Trilla is a very large city. It is the seat of power for the kingdom. It sits along a river known as the Razor. Four roads lead into it: northeast, west, southeast, southwest. There's a large curtain wall around the outside of the city made of stone, a nice light-colored stone. The walls are about 20 feet high. On the inside, there is a second wall that goes up probably 60 feet, on which there is a raised castle. And then you have a large town inside there. Farmland to the outside, forest to the north, plains to the south. And that is the site as you ride in from Aridian? Who? I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Raekwon.
Aridian? Aridian. There's no such thing as Raekwon.
You keep telling yourself that, Neil. We will find this legendary town. It is
Look for it on the map. It's not there, dude. Never was there. It was all just a dream.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're approaching the city.
Yeah, you're approaching the city.
All right, so we come in, kind of stow our horses, I would imagine, and then look for the wizard, or one of the main wizard, or one of the main wizards. I'd say.
There are a great many wizards in this town, says one of the guards that you ask about it.
Is any of them in kind of a leadership position, or the older, wizened one, something like that?
He shrugs. I don't know. I don't know much about wizards. There's a bunch around. I don't think any of them is more
All right.
prominent than the other.
Fair enough, friend. Fair enough. So then we head to the first wizard we can come to, I guess.
Eventually, you roll into a wizard shop.
Hello, friend. I have a few questions for you, and I hope you can be of assistance.
I will do my utmost, says the young white-robed wizard in front of you.
We're not familiar with Atrilia, but we've been brought here by a very important mission. Is there a wizard of any kind of leadership position here that we should speak to, or the more powerful one, or are you guys kind of all in equal union of sorts?
There's no leadership among the
Okay.
spellcasters here.
Let me ask you this then, and see if you can help us. We are a traveling group of adventurers, but we're of the interest of slaying a very, very powerful and evil dragon that is plaguing the northern lands right now. It's a green dragon, and it is decimating towns. It's murdering people. It's as you can imagine, a great plight on the land. We've come aware of a legendary item known as Dragon's Bane, and the best we can say is that it's been tracked many years, perhaps not relevant to now, but it's in this area is what we have the lead on. We're looking for a wizard to help us with this endeavor, and if they can...
He nods and says, yeah, the legend of Dragon's Bane is told to all babes in this town. The sword, as far as I know, is lost to the ages.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
And nothing more?
That's why I'm here to ask, is we've been told that opinion. So if you know that it's lost, okay. But if you
no
know
one
of
knows.
someone that can tell us something that'll help us, that'd be great.
No one knows where the sword remains. Its previous owner was said to have hid it when times got dark.
Do you know who the last owner of this sword was? The last known owner?
I do. It was he was a mighty warrior.
Call?
I'm blanking on his name. God, I have this written down somewhere.
Alec Baldwin.
Jake.
No, hold on, it's written down
Not
somewhere.
everyone's Jake Bragel.
Raekwon.
It was Mar the
Andre.
Fourth.
It's obviously Raekwon. This town was vanished from this earth, or this world,
Damn it.
by a dragon.
The chat would like to
Mighty-
remind Abigail that her horse is dead, I guess, by the way.
Oh, that's right. You've
Yeah.
been riding on Breger's horse this whole time.
Uh-huh.
Riding closely with Breger for...
I know. Abigail wasn't very shy. She was like holding.
Neil,
wow.
can we just name him Raekwon the Dragon Slayer? It has a good ring to it.
No, we can't name
How
him
about
Raekwon the Dragon-
Method Man the Mighty?
No, we can't name... I had a name, and I just don't know where the fuck I put the name.
How about Mario?
Yeah.
Shut up, you guys. God damn it.
2 Chains, the 2-time Dragon Slayer. Let's go with it.
2 Chain.
With a Z.
With the
The legendary warrior Mori.
Mori, very good.
Povich? What's his last name?
You are not.
Friends,
Look, I can't find the name, so I'm coming up with. I've lost my notes on this guy. Apparently,
Okay.
my notes are gone. His name is
commit this name to memory, friends, please. That's been a very helpful piece of information. Does Atrilia have an extensive library, perhaps, where we could research the whereabouts of the sword? You understand that this is
The
of
sword
the
has
greatest
been,
importance.
It's a legend among the townsfolk. People have been searching for it for, generations. It's been 500 years since it was seen last, and
What about Mori? Was he a human, an elf?
Mori was an elven warrior.
So he might still be alive.
that
No,
seems
Mori
conflicting.
is dead.
Damn. Would you know where his grave is?
He nods. His tomb is up by the Black Mist Lake.
Okay, thank you, friend. Also worth someone please commit that. We'll check that out. Is there a popular theory, like perhaps a place where the sword may be, but it's too dangerous, that kind of a thing?
You said many people are searching for it. Who is the most knowledgeable about this thing? This
People
sword?
have searched over the ages. I cannot speak to who's currently searching, as there is no unified effort underway. However, it's one of the things. It's as with all legends of great power, people love to look, and people spend time and money, and some give up easily. Some make it an obsession, but no one has yet to find the sword.
So very
Right.
well. Thank you for the information, and I believe we'll be going to. Or I guess we walk away. I address the. Go ahead.
Do you happen to have any weapons that would be enchanted?
I'm afraid I do not, my dear.
Well, thank you anyway. Have a
If you
nice
have
day.
any assistance you need cast, I'm happy to provide with services.
I'll
I-
sure remember. Thank you. As
se-
I said, I'm like, that guy's pretty nice. I like him.
What time
Yeah.
of day is it, Neil?
Nighttime.
Say, shall we make
To the grave.
haste to this grave tomorrow morning?
Yeah. Well, if we could get some part of the previous owner's body, we could go back to our red wizard friend.
I'm not sure if we want to do any grave robbing, but that is a good idea. Perhaps
I
we could
mean-
request.
He did say a part of the previous owner's body.
I understand, Abigail. I say perhaps we could request something from the mayor to let us open said grave and talk to a wizard after the fact with this item. Perhaps we could find
The problem is, it's once again that issue where the second we do that,
Then they know.
Then we can't do it anymore. The mean way.
Yeah. Well, let's go look at the grave first. First
Okay.
thing tomorrow morning, and then we'll make our decision there.
Black Mist Lake, if you take a look on the map, is fairly large. You ask around town, and it's not hard to figure out where the location of his grave was. It's a tomb buried in the peninsula that sticks out into the middle of the lake.
okay.
Has been abandoned for some time. Well, I wouldn't say abandoned, but it's a tomb. It's way the fuck out there. You'd have to go up to Finbark and then spend a few days going through the forest to actually get there.
I guess before we leave Atrilia, then I recommend that we ask a couple more people before we just go check that
Okay.
out right off the bat. So
Sure.
maybe another white wizard, Neil, or
Okay, there's another wizard in town. There's a few more.
yeah. So the next wizard, we just kind of ask the same kind of questions. We don't necessarily need to roleplay it all out, I would imagine,
Right.
unless you want
You
us
get
to.
more or less the same answers. People have been searching for the sword for decades or for generations. Everyone wants to have a piece of that action, but no one's been able to find it. His grave is to the north. It's kind of somewhat of a sacred site, not super sacred, but somewhat.
One of the questions we keep asking is if there's any expert, like someone that has been trying and
Yeah.
an adventurer or something like that.
Yep.
There's no one alive that is currently. There's no one currently alive that has been looking into it or is an expert in the field. It's kind of a few hundred years ago it was given up on more or less as like it's been lost to the ages. Who knows what happened to it, sort of thing.
Okay. So we try this a few times, and I'm getting the gist from you that these are about the responses we're getting.
Yeah,
so.
it's about the same response.
And no enchanted armors.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, friends, let's make our way to Finbark then, and then we'll cut across and head to that peninsula. Let's check out the tomb. That seems to be our best lead right now.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay. So,
So we do it.
So you guys spent that one night in Trilla, then you go 1, 2, 3, 4 days to Finbark. And then anything you do in Finbark, or you just head straight
No,
to
I don't think so. Yeah.
Now we just kind of head out.
Do you get a guide, or do you go on your own?
Maybe we purchase a map. I mean, the forest doesn't.
Okay.
Is it?
Towards
Is
the
it
forest.
like
Yeah,
you
can
do hire a
just
guide?
map
You need
the
to.
area.
Yeah.
So you find a cartographer. You buy a map. Who buys the map? So I can just deduct gold.
How much is this map?
100 gold, or 1 gold.
Since I am the cartographer, I will spend the 1 gold. And no more.
Okay. I'm also at some point going to deduct traveling expenses from you guys. I haven't done that in a while.
Okay, just let us know.
Okay. So you guys get a map of the area roughly, and you head out. And 2 days later, you are meandering around the edge of the lake because you hear the tomb is on a rock overlooking the water. And after wandering in the area for some time, you wander too far and have to wander back. You spend another day searching because you don't find it the first day. Second day of the area, walking around that area, you do find a tomb on a rock ledge not quite at the edge of the peninsula. It's kind of overgrown with trees and bushes and weeds, but there is a clearly marked entrance once you get to the right area, with some old lettering carved into the top of the tomb that says, "Here lies the greatest of warriors, Mori."
You can
Can I
see
read
the
this?
representation of what
You
he would
cannot
look
read
like
this, Jen.
Breger, what does it say?
right now on stream.
What does it say? Here lies the greatest warrior of its generation.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Did we encounter anyone? Like, did we see anyone anywhere?
No, you do not engage anyone in the forest. Now, I should mention, Black Mist Lake gets its name for the black mist. There's a perpetual fog that surrounds the lake and its waters, but the fog is dark. It is black in color.
Okay. Well, we
Should-
just kind of go in. Like I light my torch or whatever. And we enter.
You light your torch and you walk on into the crypt. You can tell after just setting a few feet inside, this place has been ransacked some time ago. There are some old jars or vases or whatnot that have been smashed to the ground. You can see that there's been some vandalism. People have carved penises legitimately into the
Those
side.
bastards. They'll do anything.
No respect.
No respect.
Respect.
But you come to a spiral staircase that leads down into the crypt, away from the. This is more of a mausoleum sort of thing. So you got the main entrance, which is penis and carved and broken up.
Jackasses. So yeah, we just go down there then.
Okay. The staircase spins downwards. Elves, you're grateful to have your night vision back fully.
And dwarf.
And dwarf. The torchlight sputters as you kind of travel down the stairs, and you go 20 or 30 feet down before you come to an opening, which is just a straight walkway into a 15 by 30 foot room with a large crypt, or a large, sarcophagus in the middle of the room that has had its lid pushed off the side and lying half broken on the ground below.
I guess I walk over and look inside, if it's half broken off already.
Inside, there's nothing left.
Nothing at all?
No, just dust.
Not even a tiny piece of tissue or
Well, how
bones?
closely? I mean, so you get inside basically and start.
She's
Yeah.
licking for salt content, Neil. She's licking the tomb.
Okay. So when Abigail crawls inside of the tomb, the entire mausoleum starts. I'm just kidding.
And then we wake up.
I'm looking for anything left, like...
You wake up on the island. Tutagub is next to you, and you all look
Yeah.
over and go, "I had the worst dream."
No,
Damn it!
That would be pretty crazy. We are all back to level 2.
Yeah. No, you search throughout the area, and you don't find anything that looks like remains of a person.
What if we brought the red wizard here? Like, would this be considered owned by the previous owner too?
I don't think he owned it. That would also cost an exorbitant amount of money. If you're willing to pay and go over there and travel back by yourself, we'd love to do it, but...
Nah. I guess we could look around a little bit to find if there's stuff leftovers that used to belong to him.
Yeah, Neil, we're like going through it to find.
Yeah.
Like even in the broken
comb.
jars.
There's no, like, weapons or anything. I mean, this guy was a great warrior, so they didn't adorn his crypt with his things, or...
Yeah, they took the body, but they left the weapons just sitting on the floor.
Hey, maybe they were the dumbest grave robbers ever. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe it was Uncle Oris and he couldn't reach the weapons. He's like, fuck it, let's just leave them there.
No. You do see places where there should have been weapons or armor from the walls, but those are picked clean now.
Are there any
The
plaques?
tomb is pretty much... Excuse me?
Are there any plaques with the name of the weapons or armor underneath?
No, there are no plaques. You do find some old torches that have been, stuck in the wall for 100 years or so. And you find some wax drippings on the ground for where someone had brought a candle down here and it just dripped below. Can I get perception checks from everybody?
Yeah.
What's my perception? Sorry.
11.
11, okay. D20 plus 11, 15.
17.
21.
You have 13, Jen.
Yeah. 24.
Okay. You guys search throughout the room looking for anything interesting or important. And you don't find anything.
And then we try again.
I turn to Breger and say, like, none of these tracks are fresh, right? You can't... There's no rangering to be done here?
There's no rangering to be done here, no.
Okay, so what if we go around town asking for stuff that used to belong to Mori that would still be somewhere? Or like his old house or something? Or if they heard of grave robbers?
Neil, did the wizard tell us where he was from? What his hometown was? Was it this town? Is that why he's...
Mori's hometown?
Yeah.
Yeah, and talking and listening to the legend about Mori, he comes from a land far to the south.
Is this a land that we know the name of?
You heard the name for the first time when talking to them. It is hundreds and hundreds of miles to the south, sort of thing. Like
Gotcha.
thousands of miles. It's like, it's,
So it,
Distant
it
lands.
may or may not be
Distant
Raekwon, is what you're saying.
may or may not be Raekwon. It's,
Probably Raekwon.
you in theory could travel to it, but it would be a
Year.
trek. We're talking months of journeying.
Yeah. Well, I turn to the party and say, like, I don't think there's anything else that could be done here.
Do you want to go talk to the gravekeeper? See if he heard of any grave robbings? I don't know.
I wasn't
Or
aware there was
anyone-
a gravekeeper.
Or if anyone was really very, like, if someone asked a lot of questions to him about Mori, maybe?
We did. They're going to think we did it if we start asking that.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
We're going to walk into a town and ask if anyone's stolen anything from the tomb. And then they're going to go look at the tomb and see the
That's
stuff's
not
stolen.
what I would ask. I asked if, I don't know, if it has been robbed. If they heard of the robbers, I don't know.
That would be valuable information,
They
but
probably
you
know
should
it
ask
has-
alone.
They probably know it has been robbed. I mean, there's penises all over the place.
I mean, if
Like,
that's
It's
if
been
that's
a
how you know
while.
something's been robbed, if someone draws a penis, I don't know.
See,
that's what it's like.
That's even more incriminating of our party because we love to draw penises.
Yeah, I mean, Vincent
They
here,
don't
he's
know
been
that.
drawing them since he was like 2. He was telling me in the story over here.
I think we've been framed here. Is what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Vincent just carries a little lunchbox with penises drawings in it.
Yep, exactly.
It's like a dick treasure trove.
All right, we need to get out of here. Maybe make our way back to Finbark and start asking questions, but there's nothing here in this crypt worth value.
Alright.
All right, so we leave, Neil.
Okay. You guys spend 2 days getting back to Finbark.
I tell Abigail that, you should definitely go ask about the grave, but you should do it alone so that if they do suspect something, we're not a part of it.
Well, screw you two. I'm not asking shit.
Well, I say, all right, I'll go ask. I'll use lies and other guiles to question the people in the town. So I go ask a guards person by myself and say that I'm a cleric from the far north looking to find information about this warrior named Mori and was wondering if his grave had been robbed. I went to go pay my respect yesterday, and there was nothing inside of the tomb. It had been ransacked. Penises everywhere.
The person you look at or you're talking to says, people these days have no respect.
I know.
I've never been to
There
the
weren't
tomb
even good
myself,
or poorly drawn, or well-drawn penises.
I myself has never been, but it's a well-known location. It does not surprise me that it has been plundered by brigands and thieves. We should have set a guard on it.
Yes, you should have. I say, is there a person that checks it regularly? Did you have any sort of guards around it?
No, it's out in the Black Mist Lake, and most people don't like to go there.
So this legendary warrior, who has a legendary weapon, had no guards around his tomb.
Once upon a time, there were guards around the tomb, but that's before Black Mist Lake got its name. It's before the mists came. Once the mist rolled in, we stopped.
Is this a guard I'm talking to?
No, this is a librarian.
Is it really a librarian? Was that like?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the person that you were right next to a library when this happened. So
No, I was just asking if that was sarcastic or not.
No.
I ask if there's a long line, if there's a family that has a long line of guards here in the town. Ones that would perhaps have guarded this tomb once upon a time.
That would have been 350 years ago or so. I don't think anyone's memory stretches that far.
So Azrael's starting to get very frustrated. I'm just like, does no one know a fucking thing about this guy? God damn it. I storm out of the library, go back to the party, and I'm just like, we have no leads. The trail's completely dead. I have no idea what to do. I just look at the rest of the party for information. And we could take a break here because it's been exactly an hour.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Okay. We'll take a break and come back and go into the final hour here of week 29. So we'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. Thanks for watching.
Peace.